Right. So what are you saying, Doc? Break it down for me, brother. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Your faith must be now, brothers and sisters. What you did yesterday don't count. Now, I know you grind and shine yesterday. You was hustling yesterday. You was a viral hustler. I know. You was grinding and shining yesterday. But yesterday's gone, homie. Y'all heard that song? What have you done for me lately? And that song, that saying, what have you done for me lately? The only thing that matters is what you do today. So we gotta change our entire worldview because people live off of their backstory. Now I know a lot of people talk to me about what they did, yesterday and the day before and all that stuff. And again, all that shit is great. However, that's not how you win. So let's break down these 7 keys, shall we? So that way you can be a viral hustler, for lack of a better term. Especially for the members who are connecting with me, especially with a lifetime membership, the big ticket item that we talk about all the time. For all of you guys, this message is very important because number one, inside of your 25 books, 15 to 25 books, the 12 modules, I'm putting you on my website. So that means you got to bring the pain, homie. Because I don't associate with low vibrational activity. So I'm putting your name next to my name on my website at Master Teacher 33. Then that means that you operate in mastery. But that's the only way that because I'm going to piss you off till you leave. You're going to go hang out with one of them other low vibrational activity. One of them other Negroes that talk in circles. But if you're here listening to me today, then that means that you are a high vibrational individual expression of God on earth. As a high vibrational individual expression of God on earth, only what you do for Christ will last. Christ is the messianic office that furnishes the person, place, or thing in that office. So you got to be in your office. You got to know your purpose. If you're not in your office, then this message doesn't apply to you. So number one thing, you got to be in your office. Because where purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. So when I find somebody that don't know what to do, they're not getting results, I already know the problem. You're not authentic with yourself. You're not honest. Because we remember honesty and authenticity is kind of lost in the culture today. Because everybody is, artificial intelligence. But remember, the AI actually means attention and ability. So artificial intelligence, AI, doesn't really mean artificial intelligence. It means attention. And then once it's about stealing your attention. So when you go online or when you do anything, the number one thing you got to do is you have to be able to establish a step-by-step system. What we call a step-by-step system. It's a process, right? So if you don't establish this process or this step-by-step system that's based upon your purpose, your destiny, or your information, you're not giving me no value. So value, number one thing that you got to do out of the 7 keys to establish present tense value today. Yesterday doesn't matter. Tomorrow doesn't matter. The only thing that exists is now. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. In order for you to become a viral hustler, in order for your brand to go global, in order for you to have connectivity, in order for you to have authentic, I'm going to use the word roots that is organic, so you don't have to do paid advertising. You have built a community of like-minded people seeking the deeper aspects of life and godliness. Number one, you got to tell your story. Your story contains your glory. No story, no glory. And most thing is people are talking, but they're not talking about anything that's relevant to the culture, to your culture, to your consciousness. In other words, you got to talk to me about the thing that's the most important thing. And what's going on, Miss Ruby? And the thing that's the most important is you. So number one, every day when you do stuff like this, tell me your story. Number one. Put your story in a step-by-step system that tells your story. Number one and number two, I broke them down so that way you can see that your story has to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. So number one is your step-by-step. Number two, which is your story. So you take your story and you tell it in a manner that takes me from the beginning of your story. Tell me about when you was broke, when you was busted, and you would tell me the bad stuff. Then tell me what you did to get to the good stuff. So number one, you got to have a step-by-step system that starts with you explaining to me your story, which is number two. Number three, number one, you take your story, you put it into a step-by-step system. Your story and then your step-by-step system should contain some comparisons. It should contain some metaphors. I should be able to relate to your story, because when you are sharing your story, you are using a bunch of metaphors. You're telling me a bunch of analogies. So you are taking your story and you're comparing it to other people's story. So that way you're letting me see the worth and value that's in your story, because your story is better than other people's story. Because what you're telling me is you are an expert. Because, well, first of all, you're an author. The fact that you are an author, now you have authority. So you're an author that has authority. That's why all my programs, everybody starts off with a book. That book, again, is your DNA that you put into what we call paper. And inside of your DNA, all you're doing is putting your step-by-step story. You're putting your story into a step-by-step system. So you got your story. You got a step-by-step system that talks about analogies and comparisons. And you're going through these metaphors using using parables and examples. So make sure when you're telling your story, you're using examples in your story. And then make sure you use, like what the Bible does, use parables. So use an example that brings about a point that you're trying to make. You put that inside of your book. Every video that you make, you use, let me tell you the story of the tortoise and the hare. And that story is a metaphor, or it is an analogy that helps to get across your point. So what we're talking about is you're building your audience, you're building your constituency through connectivity. So I'm connected with you vibrationally. So we are emotional or vibrational brothers. And so we are building what is called a soul tie. And these soul ties that we are bonding, we are creating this neuron exchange, because again, your story is in a step-by-step system that has some parables, some comparisons, some examples that talks about. Number 4 is your mistakes. But I need you to tell me your mistakes in a manner that talks about the misconceptions that you had. Don't just talk about your mistakes from the perspective of just blasting yourself. Because again, nobody's really interested in you blasting yourself. But what I want you to talk to me about is you had a concept and you used to believe that concept. Now you see that concept was false. So talk to me about what I call module number 1 of the life management system. That is your negative habit pattern. Everybody on this call, you used to believe all white people listen to country and western music. As an example, remember that's number 2, metaphor. So this is a true story for me. I grew up, so I literally thought, because most of the white people I saw growing up, they had cowboy hats on and cowboy boots. I'm from Texas. And so I was like, man, our white folks, or then you bump into people like Eminem, Then you see people that are rappers. And then you see rappers, white people that are, like Robin Thicke. They got soul, So you can't say that. So that is a misconception. So talk to me about the misconceptions. Talk to me about the false belief system. Ooh, we don't want to talk about religion. Talk to me about that. Talk to me about that false construct that you used to have. Because what that's going to do is that's going to show me your growth. Because then when you explain to me about some of the things that you used to believe, like, man, I used to believe, man, that all black people listen to rap music. I honestly believe that, bro. I literally thought that all black people listen to rap music. Then I run across, this guy that, he only listens to jazz. And so this is an example. Again, we're talking about your mistakes. Number 4 is mistakes and misconceptions that you've had and that you've overcome. That takes us to number 5. So number 1, story. Number 2, step-by-step system. You take your story and you break it down into beginning, the middle, and the end. So no story, no glory. And so that is the biggest hurdle that most people have to overcome, because most people, again, have a difficulty identifying the story that contains their glory. The story that contains your glory is the most pressing problem. That's the story that you've been telling your entire life. It's easy for me because I just ask people, what is the elephant in the room? What is the most important topic? What is the number 1 problem that you haven't solved? What area of your life that you could improve? And it has been a thorn in your side. And so when you look at it from that perspective, then you're able to examine the things, and you can because you have a lot of things that you would like to discuss, but you want to address the most pressing problem. The most pressing problem may be your health. Most pressing problem may be your relationships or relationship. Most pressing problem may be economics, maybe wealth. So everybody has a different issue or elephant in the room. Your audience has the exact same elephant. So you want to connect with people. Remember, this is what you should be doing right now, way before you establish your product, your service, or your information. So when you go online, you should be talking about your most pressing problem. Why are you talking about, who's going to win the basketball finals, the NBA finals? So you're like, man, who's going to win, brother? Is it going to be Denver? Or, is it going to be, who they playing? I forgot who even in the finals. Why? Because it's not relevant. That's not an issue for me. So, no, I'm not going to be doing no shows on that. So I'm doing shows that's on my most pressing problem, because that's the same problem I have, everybody in my audience have it. That's why we're connected. So if my most pressing problem is, establishing not only economics, but also economic stability and economic or financial comfort, meaning extra. My most pressing problem, again, using this as an example, these are the problems that I've solved, is the spiritual ascension process and operating in consciousness, simply meaning that you're able to see the field before it happens. So when things happen in your life, you don't have no more old shiznits moments. So that's, again, those are two: the financial issue, the health issue. Thankfully, it's never been an issue. But I talk about the things that allows me to maintain health. That's what I have the Theosystem Nutrition for. So I'm telling you, using this as an example, because again, that takes us to number 6, my aha moments. Talk to me about your aha moments. The realization, like now that David Sinclair and Harvard is coming out all of this stuff that's called centurion science or longevity science. And everything that they're saying to increase your longevity, I've been doing since 13. So that is a aha moment. That is a realization. That is something that I can provide when I'm sharing with my stories. And in my book, I can use those as an examples, and I can quote Dr. Bruce Lipton. Most people have heard of him. Joe Dispenza, Royal Raymond Rife, Dr. Sebi. So I say those names because the information that they share, a lot of information came before me, and I'm sharing the same information. So that gives what is called, what I have, which is number 7, proof of concept. What's up, Brother Mavis? What's going on, my brother? And so now I'm able to talk with confidence because I've been doing it for so long. But when I started, so what we're doing today is like, where do you start now? Because remember, now faith is. So faith is pistis, pistuo, and pytho. That means you induce yourself to be viral, to believe in yourself by your own words. Your words cannot return to you void. They must accomplish that for which it was sent. Your words. So you cannot use words of disempowerment. You shouldn't. If you do, keep that crazy over there. Homie, don't play that. So I don't use words of disempowerment. I don't care about reality. I'm not concerned. I don't give a blank about what happens in the 3D. I stay in 9 chi. So I live in 3D consciously. Conscious is random thoughts that come into your head every day. I live in 9 chi. 9 chi is unconscious systems that run your automatic systems every day. My heartbeat automatically. I ain't thought about it at all. And it's do automatic, like clockwork, homie. That's what your money should be. Your money should be automatic. Your health should be automatic. Your wisdom should be automatic. Your relationship should be automatic. Why? Abundance is your birthright. Opulence. Remember, observation is opulence. Whatever you are observing is absorbing you. Whatever you are observing is absorbing. Absorb, opulence. So you are poor, struggling, ignorant, bad relationships because you're looking at people who are in a bad relationship. Observation is absorption. You are absorbing what you are observing, unknowingly, of course. So when I talk to people, I already know what their problem is, where you live. Your environment is creating an energy imprint on your soul. So if you live in a poverty, you can live in the hood, but your home should look like a palace. You could drive a raggedy car. It could be an old car, but it should have new interior. Why? You can clean it. You can wash it. You can put some spokes on the rims, or you can spray it down. So how do you keep your environment? Your environment your external is an indication of your internal. If the external is messed up, the internals are messed up. So when I'm talking to people and they're expressing, exposing, and expanding their God-given self or their selves, then I already over and understand what's going on in their life. That just simply means that they created the externals with their internals. And now the externals is creating the internals. Ooh-wee. See, you bring about what you think about. Your words cannot return void. They must accomplish that for which they were sent. So if I'm sending hate to somebody else, I'm sending hate to myself. Because whatever you send out to someone else, you sending out. That's how you order. The way that you order is by sending out energy. We call that emotion. So if I can keep you in an emotional state by watching the news of, the haze in the air, we don't know what's going on in Ukraine, look what's going on with the political climate, look at, murder rates is up, look at all of the fear. So if I can send that in, you're going to, again, exude that out. So you are sending out what? Concern. But you're not sending out opulence. You're not sending out abundance. You're not sending out wealth. You're not sending out health. You're not sending out wisdom. So your job is to only send out opulence. That's abundance. That's wealth. That's more than enough. Remember, we don't live in 3D spiritually. We live in 9G. So you got a higher self and you got a lower self. Your job is to hang out with the higher self, 9 ether. You're a 9 ether being. And then you drop down and you control the 3D reality with your 9 ether or your 9. 9 represents, again, the God mind. So the number 9, if you got a 9, if you have the number 9, I have the number 9 in my chart. A lot of people have the number 9 in your chart. That simply means that you have a frequency wave of vibration that is considered, godly or kingly, if you will. We call that royalty and or nobility. So the number 9 represents royalty, nobility, humanitarian, sophistication, magnetic, creative, demanding, pioneering. All of these are attributes and characteristics of the 9 mind. That's where you should live. So you should let this mind be in you that was also in Christ Jesus, who being in a form of godliness, not considered a robbery to be equal with godliness. That just simply means that you have to see yourself as an individual expression of source on earth. You are a mini version of a bigger version. But the average out of Kibidon doesn't see, nor do they believe that they literally are the vibrational equivalent, because we're looking at the externals. You're looking at the physical bank account instead of your heavenly bank account. So my job is to assist you with living in the present tense and creating value in the present. So what does that mean? That means you can't talk about what you did yesterday. What you did yesterday was awesome. Give yourself a hand clap. But what you going to do today? See, the only thing that exists is the now. There really is no such thing as the past. There really is no such thing as the future. There is just different versions of the present. So you get to collapse the version of the present that you put your attention on. So I just recommend that you focus on the highest version of yourself. So that way that version of you collapses into this reality. So what is the highest version of yourself? Well, the highest version of yourself for me is found inside of your numbers. I talk about that all the time, right? So if you look at your numbers, that exposes, that's a good starting place. Because that's how you, based upon what I've learned and what, again, let's go back. I got a story. My story, I put into a step-by-step system. I just use metaphors, I use comparisons, I use analogies. I talked about my mistakes, my misconceptions. I talked about where my false belief system, how I was lost. I started asking questions and I expressed my concerns. Then I started answering questions and providing hope. Then I had an aha moment and I had a realization that, hey, greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. And that gave me a sense of authority and confidence. So then I was able to produce something called positive results. And those positive results, now I present to you as proof that the shitness that I'm saying actually works. And I do that every day because that's the standard that I've set for myself. I have this particular standard. And the standard is I'm only going to operate on the level where there is no devil. I refuse to come down and operate on a level that everybody else is on. Not everybody, but a lot of people. So even though problems exist, even though bad people exist, even though bad things exist, I'm not living over here acting like it doesn't exist. I'm just saying it don't exist for me. So I live on a level where there is no devil. I choose to, though. I make a conscious decision. Everybody, it is done unto you as you believe. Choose ye this day whom ye will serve. So what does that look like in paper? Well, as we talked about, going back to, let's use, talking about, we used Brother Jesse yesterday. And we were looking at Brother Jesse's numbers. And we said that, okay, for Brother Jesse to be effective in this dimension, then Brother Jesse is a 3, 9, 1, 8. So if I reverse engineer those numbers, I put the 8 first. So that means that Brother Jesse is an executive leader. That's the 8-1. Then he's a 9-3. which means that he is a royal creator or a noble. We can use any one of those words that align with the nine. He could be a high vibrational etheric. He could be a nine mind. That's the God mind. 9 represents God. And then 3 represents creative imagination. So now we know his frequency, wave of vibration. We know exactly what Brother Jesse's on this planet to do. He's here to establish this executive leadership academy where he brings in executives and he teaches them leadership skills and he teaches them to operate at a very high, that's the 9, creative manner, that's leadership. So his style of leadership is it has to be done right, and you can think outside of the box. God designed him to assist leaders with being a better leader by using that creativity. That's in his DNA. He don't have to go to Harvard, Yale, or Princeton, or Brown. He don't have to call no reverend, no doctor, or no bishop. He don't have to do no earthing. He ain't got to do no Wim Hof breathing technique. All he has to do is be 100% honest and 100% authentic with himself, and then he do these 7 things. Number 1, he got to have a story. That's his story. Then he tells his story in a step-by-step system. He put that step, and he puts into his story metaphors. He uses parables. He uses examples. He talks about his mistakes. He talks about, when I started, man, I had these misconceptions. I had a false belief system. He shows people his humanity. And then when he sees people see his humanity, they're like, okay, man, that dude just like me, man. I thought Brother Jesse, man, was a water walker. Man, I thought the brother, there's no way I could be like Brother Jesse. Brother Jesse was out of reach. Brother Jesse is like the Michael Jordan in his area of expertise. So I'm looking up and I'm like, damn, I can't be like Brother Jesse. But then when Brother Jesse talks about how he starts, then I'm like, oh, snap. Okay, damn, maybe I can be like Brother Jesse. Because even though he's up here now, he ain't start up there. Because he told me, he got pictures, he got evidence, he got stories, he got examples of where he started from. And then he's answering questions. He's talking about, he's speaking directly to my concerns. And he's helping me realize that I can do this by giving me aha moments. And I'm saying like, oh man, damn, I can do it. So I start to believe in myself. And then he shows me, yeah, man, he shows me his accolades. He shows me his results of when he was an executive leader that used his high vibrational thinking and creativity to create results. He starts showing me the results in his life. He starts using the stories and the pictures. That lets me know that, damn, you know what? This is not out of reach. This is obtainable even for me. Even though I'm starting at the bottom, that's where Brother Jesse started at, so I can relate. What's going on, Sister Amber? And I can relate because what Brother Jesse did is he made his story, he took his glory and he put it into a story. That story is a step-by-step system. That step-by-step system was expressed in a metaphor using analogies that helps me to connect, because people can see themselves in your story when you break it down. So that way, yeah, I see you. People see me now. They see me driving around in my Corvette. They see me, I'm in my $1 million house. I'm, man, I got some money in my pocket. But they wasn't back from where I started at. So I got to tell the story. People ask me all the time, wait, man, why you talk about the negative stuff, brother? Because there's a lot of new people that I bump into every day that they don't know my story, man. They just come in, they just think I've been Dr. Will Rogers, Master Teacher 33 all my life. Nah, bro, that's not where I started from. So I got to go back to Podunk, Texas, where I started. I was born in a little 3-room shack, no running water, no indoor electricity, no plumbing. Yeah, I got to start there. And I got to tell you how I got here. But I got to put it into a story that you can relate to. And I got to break it down into a step-by-step system. I talk about my mistakes. I talk about my misconceptions. Yeah, I air out my dirty laundry. So that way, that makes me human and I'm touchable. And people be like, damn, okay, the dude is real. Yeah, man, you can come to my house, man. Just let me know before you come. You know what I'm saying? Just don't show up unannounced on me. You know, I ain't playing. Now, okay, I'm just playing. So what are you saying? So all I'm saying is, all you do is you start by building your audience. And the way that you build your audience, brothers and sisters, this has worked for me. It has to be organic. You can do paid advertising, sure. You can add a verse by titillizing and tantalizing people. You can do that. It works. Especially if you got deep pockets. I ain't mad at you. However, if you want to create relationships that's eternal, last forever, because I'm touching you with my heart to heart. So you know I ain't gaslighting you. When I say I love you, I ain't trying to love bomb you. I'm expressing to you my sincere desire to see you operating the highest version of yourself. Not me. I don't want to make little versions. I don't want to make a bunch of little master teacher 33s. That's not what I'm doing. I'm here to help you be all that God has designed and gifted you to be. Because I see the beauty, the peace, and the prosperity in being honest and operating with integrity and being authentic. That trumps everything. When I go to bed at night, I sleep like a newborn baby. I don't sleep very long because, hey, I don't have to. Remember, when you sleep a lot, that simply means you have to repair a lot. That's what sleep is for. Sleep is when you are resting your system because you need to reboot. If you maintain optimal health, if you optimize your life with your life optimization circle, then you need less time. The body needs less time in the shop to repair and to reboot. There's a lot of misconceptions because remember, the enemy comes to steal your time. And let me close with this. People, I talk about this inside of my book, emotional ties, soul ties, and demonic ties. The enemy wants to tie up your energy and your time by getting you to engage in non-purpose-based activities. They are good causes. Save the wells. Let's go hug some trees. Let's go march. Black folks, we like to march. Oh, man. But we'll march and picket quick. But we're not going to come together, especially to build anything that's going to have an economic impact on ourselves and on our family and our children's children. Or we'll come together for religion, or we can do some church. What? Turn over every chair in the church. We'll show up for funerals too. Party? What? Y'all know the 3 F's. Fun, fighting, and procreating. We put it that way. Niggas will show up by the thousands. But when it comes to doing something effective for the community, to move forward the narrative, to help the next generation, so that way they ain't got to go through the same thing that you went through, make all the same mistakes that you went through, man, Negro's a ghost. We can't work together. Why is that? The most dangerous thing on the planet, to me, is a black man's ego. The black man's ego. I can't speak about other races. I'm not Hispanic. I'm not Puerto Rican. I'm not Welsh. I'm not Dutch. I'm not Western Indian. I'm a black man from America. My ancestry are Native Americans primarily. So no, I'm not from Africa. I'm a Native American. I was born and my ancestors, they were here in this planet. As far back as I can go. When I say planet, I mean the U.S. So no, I'm not an African American. I'm a Native American. But unfortunately, not even in my own family can we agree. You put 10 Negroes in the room, we're just like lawyers. You got 10 Negroes, you got 10 opinions. Nobody's going to work together. But the reason that is, why does that exist? Why is that? Because we're not allowed, black men especially, I can't speak for other races, where can a black man go express his true authentic feelings and that shit don't be used against him? I'll wait while you ponder the question. I could come on the show right now and I could tell you I could air out my dirty laundries, and I guarantee you tomorrow somebody will be posting on my Facebook page, yeah, that dude called himself Master Teacher 33. Well, in his first marriage, he cheated on his wife so many times, the Negro said he lost count. I have said that. Well, why would you use that against me? So, in our community, that's that crab in the barrel mentality. When a man is rising up, the other Negroes try to reach up and pull him back down. Now, I get it. I understand it. So, you got to build a system in place, again, that's what? Single. Standing column. It's just you and God. If somebody want to come on and vibrate on the same level as you, that is awesome. But if they don't, assalamu alaikum, salaikum salam, bruh, figure this shit out on their own. Now I prefer to have an organization of 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. I prefer to have an organization of like-minded people seeking the deeper aspects of life and godliness, and we do. That's the whole purpose of the life management system. That's the purpose of it. And shout out to my, 30 plus members that we got inside the current Kingdom Millionaire program. Appreciate you and I love you. It should be 30,000. But for what we have and for what we're doing, we're laying the foundation. And the foundation is built on purpose, not personality, not penis, and not poo nanny. All of those are awesome. Don't get me wrong. But you cannot build a legacy on your penis and your poo nanny. That's just not eternal. The purpose is. So my job is to help you become the highest, the best, the most productive version of your own self. Not me. So I'm not here promoting me, my products, my services, and my information. I'm here promoting you. Self-love is the best love. And the way that you love yourself is to truly be yourself. To truly be unapologetically you. Never apologize for being you. Never. You should never apologize for being you. One of the hardest things that I had to learn was to be unapologetically me. I don't give a bleep what nobody else thinks. But at the same time, you got to keep your own self in line. What does that mean? If anybody listens to me right now, if you got a problem, it means that you're not honest. Because what does honesty mean? If you're overweight, what should you do right now, today? Remember, today's message is today. The title of today's message is today. Tomorrow, nobody gives a mother. Nobody cares. Yesterday, man, you could have made $30,000 yesterday. Don't nobody give a rat's ass about how much money you made yesterday. What you doing today? Why? The only thing that exists today is today. The only thing that exists is today. The only thing that exists is the now. That's it. We live in the now. So now, faith is the substance of things, hope for the evidence of things not seen. So let's talk about today, shall we? So we talk about today. There's a lot of things that you're not doing today that you should be doing. Right? Number one, what should you be doing today? I don't care how much money you got. If your health is gone, bruh, you gone. So today, what did you do? What did you do today to improve your health? Today, not yesterday. Not your plans. Oh, doc, I'm gonna start working out next week, brother. I'm just waiting on. I got this routine, but I ordered me some new exercise equipment. It's coming in next week. Oh, I'm gonna get with this trainer. I got plans, doc. I got plans. Nah, bro, we're not talking about your plans. What are you gonna do today? Because you can do push-ups right now. What does it cost you? $0. You can get down and I can get on the floor right now and I can knock out push-ups. I can do sit-ups right now. I can do leg lifts. I can do jumping jacks. In other words, I can do cardio. I can do exercise. I can walk around the block right now. As soon as I finish the show, I can do something right now for my health. You can too. So no excuses, brothers and sisters. That's the only reason you're not in a better place. Now, I know you balling, man. What? I know you good. Right, Sister Amber? Everybody's balling out of control. But we all got room for improvement. Right, Brother Gregory? We all got room for improvement. So how do we improve? We stop lying to ourselves. If you're overweight, you're overweight. So what are you going to do? You going to blame the white man? Oh, well, Doc, that's all black folks. That's what we do. Well, Doc, the white man, he built freaking Kentucky Fried Chickens on every corner. Black folks, we like some fried chicken. So it's the white man's fault, brother. Or what I hear a lot of times, this whole narrative is coming back up, which is wild. Just talk about reparations come back. Man, are you serious? So your life is on hold, hoping that the government is going to give you some money because your ancestors used to be blankety blank. Now, should they? Hey, I'm down. Am I going to wait? Hell no. Figure this shit out myself. So, but how? Take action. Today. So, after you do the wealth, you should do what I'm doing right now. You should have a system or a platform or something to generate some capital. If not, you need to go to the website. You need to join us at the Kingdom Millionaire Training Center. Why? That's what we do every day. We operate and direct. Every day, you should be doing something that's taking you in the direction of your God-given destiny. Every day, you should do something that benefits somebody else more than it benefits yourself. Every day, you should have a thought in your brain that says what? Remember, whatever thought you put into the universe, that thought comes back to you. Whatever energy that you put in, that's the energy you get back. So you can't have somebody do you wrong, you can't feel wrong. Because all you do is put that energy into the air. So you put wealth into the air, health, wisdom, great relationships. Why? That's what you want back. That's what I'm doing. So you get your health today. What are you going to do for your health today? Everybody in the group, you guys should write down, what did you do to benefit you health-wise today? Also write down, for members in the group, what did you do today in the area of your purpose that used your product to generate a profit? What did you do today? What did you read, study? What video did you watch today to increase your knowledge, to expand your wisdom? Did you learn a new AI platform, a new AI program? What did you do in the area of relationship, and the area of wisdom? Last but not least, what did you do today to improve the quality of your relationship with yourself? What do you do today? You should do something nice for yourself today. Ladies, get your hair done, get your nails. Men, hey, do something for yourself today. Massage, relax, watch the game, do something. Then lastly, what about your relationship with Source? What did you do today? Today. What did you do today? Because remember, today is the only thing that matters. What did you do today to enhance your relationship with God? Meditate, do some earthing, some deep nostril breathing, hold it. What did you do? What did you do today in the 4 major areas of wealth, health, wisdom, and great relationships? Because you see, brothers and sisters, faith without works is dead. Now, faith is. All right, you guys, you already know what it is. I love you. Appreciate you. There ain't nothing you can do about it. My love for you is not dependent upon you. It's dependent upon me.